What's up, guys? It's Moors, and today figured I'd talk a little bit about where I want to go in my songwriting, music, stuff. Where I want to go from where I'm at now to the future, I guess. Let's get into it. All right. So if you don't know me, I'm Moors. I'm an amateur deathcore vocalist. You might know me from stuff like this.
Lay to my
Or you might not know me at all, which is chill. I get it. But welcome. As I said, I'm an amateur deathcore vocalist. I've been doing vocals 3 years ish, and I songwrite, make music. I've got like 4 guitars behind me, and I've got one to the side, and a couple downstairs. But yeah, so I make music, and I figured today would be it'd be kind of a cool thing to talk about, like where I want to go musically, I guess. So if you have heard the song "Fuck It" by Iridescent Bloodshed, that's a band that I'm in. That's gonna be going on a maybe indefinite hiatus. I don't know. There was some stuff behind the scenes where we all kind of collectively agreed to kind of part ways musically for now. We're still friends. There's no hate for anyone. Um, so I'm pretty much a solo act now, which is fine. I'm cool with that. I'm gonna be dropping stuff solo, and that's just gonna be under Mendex. So, or if I'm collabing with someone, it'll be Mendex featuring this guy, stuff like that. It's just for simplicity's sake. Um, you know what? I'll put the logo in here somewhere. All right. So from a songwriting standpoint, when I first started out, I didn't really know what I was doing, I don't think, and one of my friends has kind of been coaching me through this ever since I started, I want to say. He kind of has helped me be less, I do this for fun, and more in, I do this because this is something I really want to do with my life once I'm, able to, if that makes any sense. My mindset was really just, this is funny, do, and not really trying anything new, not adding anything to the music other than what's already been done and dusted about 1,000 times. The longer I've done this, the more I've kind of realized that I don't want to just stay in that like one line of thinking or one lane. I love doing breakdowns, and I love like just into the mic, but like, how can I make a song that actually like takes people on a journey with, like, I guess from a storytelling standpoint. I want the music to actually have a story behind it. I want it to mean something to me. I don't want it to be the same thing someone's done about 1,000 times. I want something new. A lot of bands do this nowadays, where they'll kind of be more experimental in their sound, or they'll add elements not previously seen. I know back in the day, Lorna Shore, I guess they pioneered symphonic deathcore, and that's the genre that I've been really getting into recently. I guess bands, I'll say like Lorna Shore, Disembodied Tyrant. Well, I guess those are two of the standouts I know off the top of my head. And they got like that very melodic like main guitar riff that you'll hear, and then like their vocalists are insane or something like that. That's other than what I worked on with I guess now X. It doesn't feel right saying that. The previous guitarist of Iridescent Bloodshed, Vic, brought him on last week. That's something that me and him are working on. We're gonna be hopefully releasing a track, Burn, which I'll just play a little clip of that real quick. And then I'm also working on one with another friend of mine where we're trying something a little more symphonic, symphonic deathcore, I guess. Uh, yeah, but something a little more atmospheric, symphonic, more experimental, I guess. At least for me, stepping into shoes I've never stepped in before. That's kind of where I want to go with things. So, where does that kind of leave me going? I'm still gonna be doing like heavy stuff. I don't know, you know, what all I'm gonna be doing with that. I think it's just gonna be kind of as it comes to me. I'm not really gonna be doing a specific subgenre of metal. It's just gonna be. Uh, I came up with this riff when I was sleep deprived for 48 hours, and somehow it slaps. So I'll just work over that. I'm gonna be doing a lot more, probably a lot more melodic tracks. I've been, I'm super used to just like using the low end for my guitars, you know, but they're an extended range guitar. I need to use that whole range. That's the mindset that I've stayed away from, and I'm kind of working more towards. But I mean, if it's like a genre like slam, I'll probably still be using just the low end. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and I'm gonna be trying to tell a story in the music, I guess, that for lack of a better term, and trying to make it more. I want to say structured, but structure really depends, I guess. But it's gonna be more storytelling based, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I want the music to be something that you can like throw your neck out headbanging to, or like lay on your bed, like damn, shit like that. And it's a challenge, but it's really exciting for me because I've I've been doing this for a little bit, but this is something new for me, and I'm excited to kind of see where it goes from here. Another thing I want to do, like I said before, is experiment. I don't want to just do one subgenre, right? Like, if when I eventually release my first album, I want it to be my plan for it right now, at least. I want it to be more focused on just a bunch of random stuff, right? So I'll have a symphonic deathcore song there, maybe a new metal song in there. I don't know. Um, Maybe a slam song, probably a slam song. I've got one that's pretty much ready to go. Um, I'm gonna try and work on vocals too, not just like guitar parts. Uh, I need to learn highs, and I might try and learn cleans if I end up doing like a metalcore style song. I feel like that maybe doesn't need cleans, but doesn't need the style of vocals that I do. And outside of like guitar and vocals and all that stuff, I'm going to try and improve just like my bass production skills because, you know, I'd like to think that I've gotten better at it, but there's always room to grow. And, you know, I'm not opposed to trying to just become good at the whole music process. All right, like as a songwriter, I guess, as a musician, it's become something that's necessary, especially in this day and age when labels aren't really the forefront. Like I can pretty much write a song and release it and not even have to see any kind of label involvement whatsoever. I am going to be working on mixing as well, um, trying to make things better. It's going to be a learning experience, but some of the best advice that I've seen and stuff, seen in recent times, something that got told to me the other day, is you don't have to love everything you put out, but as long as it's you behind it, it's still something that you can put out. It doesn't have to be something spectacular to you, but as long as it like resonates with someone. Yeah, so something I'm big on is like connecting to the viewer. um I'm not opposed to like someone leaving a comment that says, hey, you should do this. I'll try my best to do that. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll look into it, and if it's something I can do, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot, man. At the end of the day, my music isn't just for me. It's kind of to, like, I want to put it out there. I want it to resonate with people. I want people to feel something from it. And if that means, you want to two-step in your room, go nuts. If you want to lay in your bed listening to it, great. But I just want it to matter to people. I want someone to be like, oh my god, he released a new song, you know? Or, some guy who's never heard me before sees me on Instagram, and is like, this guy's pretty cool. And then somehow I end up becoming their favorite artist. I think that's kind of the meat of what being an artist is, at least right now. And we're just having it resonate with at least a couple people out there. It doesn't have to be everybody. But I like to have people involved in this process, Like, I reach out to people all the time just to ask them if they think it sounds good, if they think it's absolute fucking dog shit, because it's I think it's important to have outside critiques, and it helps if there are people that I don't really know, which is anyone watching this, pretty much. That's where I'm at musically, I guess, right now. I'm still gonna be doing heavy stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing like the vocal covers I used to do. I think I might, just because they're entertaining. I've got a new mic set up, so I don't know how well that's gonna work, but I'll figure it out. Um, I don't have all of the answers yet, I guess, but I'm figuring it out as I go. Um, so yeah, this has been another Moore's Mendax video, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm gonna try and keep doing weekly uploads. And once again, if you have any like video ideas that you want me to do, send them my way. I have no qualms on what I want to do specifically. I have a few things I won't do, but most things aren't off the table. So yeah, if you have any ideas, shoot them my way. I read the comments pretty religiously. So yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Adios.